What's good, Culture Vibe family? This is your boy Barry J. We have been on a summer vacation. We have been kind of chilling out. We've been relaxing. And this is an impromptu. This was not advertised. This was not planned. But we are doing a show, a true Culture Divide show. We are talking to our young next generation that are going to make some things happen in this America that we're in. And we are live in Covington, VA, Virginia. Make sure I say that right. In Covington, Virginia, my cousin, who is kind of doing some big things in the local community, and we had a chance to start talking to some of the young folks here and hearing their stories. I just had to say, stop talking, let me go get my camera. Do you mind if I film you? And I wanted to start talking about some of the things you guys are interested in, some of the things that are affecting you, what you're doing, how this community affects you, how you're going to affect the community. Is that cool?
Yes.
Excellent. Now, again, we are live, so this is no get backs. Once you say it, it's gone, it's out there. But first of all, let me go back to you, brother. What was your name again?
My name is Ricky Brown.
Ricky Brown. Tell us what you're doing.
All right, so what I'm doing is actually, I started a clothing brand called Rewrite the Script. And so the whole idea about Rewrite the Script is just changing society's perception of what you want to do. So in my instance, I was going to school to be a doctor, and I felt like my parents were just pushing me to do it, and my whole family, where I was doing it just for them, but I wasn't happy. So what I decided to do was take the script that they wrote me, rip it up, and rewrite my own script. And now I'm doing fashion and motivating and inspiring other young people to just do what they want to be creative. So that's where we are now.
That's cool. I love that. Now, anybody else in here feel like their parents are pointing them in one direction, but they feel like they should be going in something completely different? It's okay.
I'm the black sheep of the family. So.
You're the black sheep of the family?
Yeah,
Oh, so this is my cousin right here. So he's the black sheep of the family. So tell us, why are you the black sheep of the family?
because,
Speak up. We got to enunciate.
well,
You said you was an entertainer, so let me see. Entertain me.
well, if anything happens, everybody thinks me.
Okay.
Whether it's bad or equal.
So anything happens in the house, or anything happens in just in general, they always look at you.
Yeah, man, I came home from college because of that. So then, like, I have to wait for the drama, and then come home, and everybody's still pointing me.
Okay. So you went away to school. How was that experience overall? Did you enjoy it? Not enjoy it? What was it?
It was cool.
It was cool. It was college. So to all my listeners out there, to my older adults, it was cool. But for those of us that have been to school and we know what that is code word for, it was okay. I liked some stuff. I didn't like everything.
Yeah, just don't get caught up. Like, you really get caught up.
Caught up in what?
A lot.
A lot? What's a lot, Ricky?
A lot of just doing the wrong things
Speak
that.
for yourself.
Okay, look, I'm on a straight path now, so we're fine.
I mean,
So you find when you get to school, you're being pulled in different directions?
see, my first year of college, I was to myself.
Okay.
So the second year of college, situations changed. So I'm like, maybe I should be around.
Okay.
That ain't always good.
That's not always a good thing. Okay. Matt,
Yes, sir.
I see you shaking your head. Were you thinking, you're
Oh,
processing?
that's the way I was born.
You just okay. All right. So, Matt, what are you doing? How are you? What's your community like? How do you feel about what you're doing and what could possibly be done in your community?
I enjoy what I'm doing.
Say it again.
I enjoy what I'm doing.
What do you do?
I DJ.
You're a DJ. Okay, so you were out here leading the music earlier.
Yeah.
Now, is that a path that was chosen for you? Was that something you just one day say, you know what, I want to do this? How'd you
I
get
just enjoy music, making music, listening to music.
Okay.
I also love to see people smile or dance.
So you
What they
enjoy
enjoy.
what you do, bringing joy to other folks. Now, where do you want this to take you? Where you want the DJ to take you, or DJing to take you?
I want to be up there, kind of like Marshmallow and stuff.
Okay. You gonna get a mask or something, put it on your head, just. I always find that a little creepy personally, wearing the gag. I mean, but I understand it too, because then you can actually still be kind of a real person and not be a celebrity. So I kind of get that.
They do it just to hide the fear.
That happens. That happens. A lot of folks are very uncomfortable with public speaking. Anybody in here scared? Okay, cool. I can't tell. I can't tell. Earlier, say your name one more time for me. Deja. I was told that you have a voice. Then what is that voice about? Why would someone say you have a voice?
I don't know. I think it's just because I'm not afraid to speak my mind. Talk about the things that no one else really wants to talk about.
Such as?
Just anything.
Anything?
Just anything that's on my mind, I'll speak it.
Okay. What's the first thing that pops in your mind? Because here in this community right now, what is it that kind of you want to speak on, want to talk about? What is it that, from your perspective, you think everyone should be talking about, thinking about, or making a change?
We don't have too much going on around here.
Not too much going on around
Do you
here.
think that's a problem?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, all right. Say that one more time.
Do you think that's a problem? Just not enough going on.
Very big problem.
So, what is not enough going on? What does that mean?
Like, I feel like there's nothing to do here for like the youth.
Okay.
Like,
Give me an age range when you say youth.
Middle school, high school age kids. Like, usually kids stay out of trouble and they have things to do. And we don't have any of that here, so.
So no after school programs, no activities. So I'm sure you have football
Yeah.
but that's the typical thing, right? You know, the sports. If you're not into sports, so there's nothing else really for you to kind of concentrate on. No other training activities or extracurricular.
We got a big thing here.
They're not always positive. So if you can't hear it, young brother in the back, there's a lot of extracurricular activities, but they're not all positive.
Yeah, there's a lot of drama in this town.
Yes.
So
That's
we're
a
in.
problem.
That's a problem.
That's a problem.
Small town, big drama.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because everybody knows everybody.
Oh yeah.
Wow. See, we're from Maryland, and while the county we live in, Prince George's County, is fairly small, it's still big enough where everyone doesn't necessarily know your business. But we've never been to a place, and I'm saying we because SJ's behind the camera, folks, so everybody knows. It's still big enough where we can go out and not everyone knows us, but we do. The circles are small. So you're here and saying the circles are very small.
I think it's the same way. Personally, I think it's kind of just like you. Like high school, everybody knows everybody. Ain't a whole lot. It's not a whole lot of positive things in county communities.
Okay.
So like you get sucked into a lot of drama.
Now-
It's a lot worse there than here.
Let me ask you something. What activities would you like to see in your community? So you said there's not enough to do. What would you like to see?
Anything. Like there used to be a skating rink here. Like even if that was to open back up, it would give us something to do. So like, you know.
Just doing the same thing all the time.
Yeah.
It's all
Yeah.
like the city pool and the skate park. I mean, they're closing down skate parks around here.
Why is that? Or is that a funding thing?
Drugs, funding.
Not enough policing
The other thing to do.
Let's say it again?
Just the other thing to do.
The other thing to do.
Drug skate park.
Okay.
But if you skate on the streets, you get ticketed for it.
So they're closing down the place where it's legal to skate, but then the second you just skate on the street, you're getting a ticket.
Yeah.
So that becomes frustrating, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Wow. All right, so we're shutting down the skate rinks. What else would you like to see in your community to be able to do activity-wise?
More things like today, I think.
So
Things
the,
that bring like the community together.
so the grand opening.
Yeah.
More
Just like
community
anything.
events.
Yeah, more community things.
Okay.
Just not in the heat, cause
Yeah.
Yeah, they should do like a block party or something.
A block party, huh? A lot of communities do that. A lot of communities.
They should do that around here.
Okay.
I would like to say, even though Roanoke is about an hour away and everything, but that's where I'm doing most of my stuff with Rewrite the Script. We have a up and coming thing called Basecamp, and so what we do, it's a creative design label, much like a music label would be for musicians and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But we do it for creatives, so fashion designers, videographers, photographers, models. We just go out and we put together like all this work, and like we'll put together shows. Like we just did a fashion show in March, and we have another one coming up next weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just giving people very much like opportunities to show off their art and their creative sides, and like we're pulling more people in. We're reaching from farther areas. like for my instance, like most of the guys are from Roanoke,
Mhm.
but I'm from here, so I've been able to like pull like Xavier and Asia and Edwin to like some of these events, and it's just giving more and more opportunity. I'm hoping that something like that is actually spreading here,
Okay.
so we can keep the kids out of trouble.
Do you know the officials to talk to here in your community, in your town, to spark something like this, these type of activities?
A few,
A few.
yes.
Are they open to it?
A lot of the times, no.
Yeah.
So you've asked to do more communities involvement or block parties or something like that, but then the answer's been no.
A lot of
Yeah,
times when
because
we-
of funding, they just don't want to do it. It's a lot of older people around here.
Scared it's gonna cause some trouble, the
Exactly.
cost.
I'd much rather build a $5 million
Truck
theater.
stop.
Yeah.
a $5 million,
Uh,
I didn't hear you, sorry.
it's like a theater for acting.
So the arts.
Yeah, don't none of us want to see that.
Speak for yourself.
Well, you know, you have a lot of folks that are artistic too, so like, you're a photographer. So you wouldn't,
Wednesday, Thursday.
now, would you like your art to be showcased there?
See, old people go there.
Well, and
They
this
don't want us here. They expect us all to leave for college and don't come back.
interesting.
So,
Everyone else feel that way?
A lot of the events that they do have are for more or less the older generation. Like they had a Beatles reunion and everything, but I mean, for the most part,
Was it
we're
a
not-
cover band or
yeah,
something?
Yeah,
Or-
exactly.
okay,
We're
okay.
not very big on the Beatles here, so it's.
I take it, Matt, you didn't get to DJ that event, did you? The Beatles come back or? Okay, all right, now.
That's where I would need that mask.
Yeah, right. I'm sorry, what was your name again?
I'm Edwin.
Edwin?
Mm-hmm.
You're a photographer
At Lewisburg.
out of Lewisburg.
Mhm.
Why are you here today?
For Ricky, he asked for help.
Okay. So you guys are actually forming your own little community here anyway, correct? And you're trying to put, like, you're seeing the things going on in Roanoke
Yes,
and saying, why can't that be here?
exactly.
But you're not getting the
Support.
support from community leaders.
Exactly.
What do you think could change that?
Them seeing like what we can do, because I feel like a lot of times when they just see the youth come up with like, hey, we want to do this, like me and Xavier have a lot of ideas that we want to do, but if we just go up to them and we're like, hey, we're two 20-year-old kids that want to have fun, you know, they just hear like, okay, that sounds sketchy, like where's the trouble coming in? Like they just assume trouble when we're really just trying to like keep people out of trouble and have fun.
Interesting. Speaking from an adult process here, a lot of times, and this is me just giving you I'm playing devil's advocate right now. Because if I have two, and I'm probably the wrong person because I love and see opportunity everywhere. So if you two come to me and say, we want to do X, Y, Z, okay, let's figure out how to make it happen. But a lot of times for older generations, they need to see tangible things. Not necessarily just an idea, but if you have the idea of building this community and you're seeing, you can show numbers from this is what they're doing in Roanoke and this is how funds are being allocated for these particular communities. Is it something that we can do here? And you have kind of that hard kind of facts of how it can be revenue driven or how it can be community driven. A lot of times that's what makes adults click and say, oh, they're serious. It's not just something, someone sitting around sipping on coffee saying, you know what, we should do a community event. You know, so, and that's just me playing devil's advocate, because if you really want adults to kind of buy into what you're saying, you have to give it to us the way we want to see it. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to encourage you guys to look and think, continue to think outside the box, but also think like other generations. Okay, so if you know the older generation likes kind of paperwork or emails, don't text them. Don't send them a direct message or DM on social medias. Have a concise business plan to it. It doesn't have to be this big long book, but something just showing exactly what you're doing. Then you kind of get the buy-in. Does that make sense? You think that's acceptable, hard?
Yeah.
it looks like it's back to Facebook, Ricky.
And yes, older folks are on Facebook, okay, which is what we're on now. And we're going to broadcast this on YouTube. We're going to put this, maybe a snippet on this on Instagram as well. But I'm enjoying these conversations here. I want to hear more what you guys think. I got some folks behind me just distracting me. I want to jump in here. Oh, no, don't run. Don't. But I want to hear more about what you guys think. What do you think your community needs besides community activities? What do you think as older adults need to hear to buy into you?
More youth events. I guarantee there would be less crime with us youth
Mm-hmm.
if there was more youth events.
Idle time, in other words. If I'm sitting around, I have nothing to put my energy into, there's a good chance I'm going to go off and do something else completely that's inappropriate or not constructive.
Ain't nothing else to do.
Might as well.
Ain't nothing else to do. I remember saying that myself.
You got a movie theater
Where's the movie theater?
around the corner.
Oh, they got reclining seats too.
And
Yeah,
reclining
we
seats?
just got those actually.
Really?
Yeah.
And what's playing? Because I might go tonight.
Cause you gonna go
Mamma
see.
Mia
You
too.
gonna see.
No, I'm not going to see my own. I'm not that old, okay? So what else besides the community events? What do you think, how would you change your community?
Leadership.
Say that again.
Leadership.
How so?
There's just a lot of unstructured a lot of the times when people do plan stuff around here.
Mm-hmm.
And it just feels like if there was somebody that just sort of, a lot of the times I've noticed with events in this area, there's 10 different leaders instead of one designated leader. And so everybody's just fighting against everybody to be the top dog, and then nothing gets done. But like today, it went extremely well because Z decided she wanted to be in charge, and she was the one that put everything in order and designated who's going to do what, and it went smoothly.
And she didn't plan it last minute either,
Yeah.
like most people would.
Wow. So pre-planning, a focus, one person kind of saying this is the direction we're heading in. Now, how would you duplicate that model if you wanted to do something tomorrow? If you said, you know what, we want to start planning something tomorrow, how would you duplicate that model?
Get on one page amongst everybody our age.
Okay. How would you organize everyone?
Stop acting stupid. Let's do something. Like,
That's a
honestly,
statement, but
like, I'm so serious. Like sometimes it takes that because we all doing different things. We all following different paths of life, but rather than an old person telling us y'all acting dumb, I need to stop doing that. Like we just need to wake up sometimes and be like, look, dude, you don't need to be putting that to your lips or something else.
okay, so that's the concept, and I love that. So what's the structure to it? How would you guys, let's say tomorrow, like I'm all about tangible results. What would you do tomorrow to organize your community to have some certain community event? Does that make sense?
First, reach out to the
Okay. How would you do that?
social media probably.
Instagram.
Instagram,
Facebook.
Facebook,
Twitter.
Twitter. Okay. And what would you say?
Hey.
It's a party.
That's a good start. then what? I mean, it's, I want you guys to, what you're doing now is activating and starting change. Because once this kind of goes out there and this just becomes viral and people see that you're engaged, they want to see two different perspectives. Either they want to see you succeed or they want to see you fail. So part of these type of discussions is preparing you to make sure you succeed. Because a lot of times we have an idea and it's just an idea.
But a lot of us youth, when we get started with something like that,
Mhm.
we're shut down because all the people don't like it.
Especially here.
I will say, in Roanoke, it's all coming out of our pockets. We're not going to the leaders and saying, like, this next show that we're doing is going to be in this guy's backyard,
Mm-hmm.
but he also has a really big house and a really big backyard. But, you know, we've
It
all...
helps when you have resources.
Exactly.
Okay.
But even the show before that, or the first show that they ever did, was in this shut down warehouse
Okay.
that some guy had access to, and they were just like, all right, well, if y'all have access to it, go ahead and just do it. And they put on a show, and it was a huge event. There was like 300 people, like just for a little show about a brand that nobody even knew about at the time. So I mean, just a lot of stuff that's going on there is out of pocket and just finding resources, I guess.
Okay. I'm so I'm coming back to my question. You would organize it by social media. How would you structure it?
By putting someone in charge.
Okay, that's that leadership piece.
Mhm.
And then what?
People to help you.
Okay. Are you guys seeing where this can go? Because when you start asking for help, but you're structured, you have leadership in place, it's not an entourage of young adults coming in and bombarding a room demanding something, it's a plan. So keep that in mind, okay? Because like, I want to come back and film when you guys have actually said, this is the community event we're going to do, and we're going to do something once a month, and we're going to do it in this particular building, we're going to generate this X amount of revenue so that it takes care of itself. Or when officials typically see that you are doing and you're organized, funds start becoming available. Because it's like, who doesn't want to kind of get on that bandwagon of good community service type things, you know? I'm dropping that in, but just saying. What are you guys thinking? I see some head nods, I see some,
I want a bigger fashion show.
You want a bigger fashion show?
I want a huge fashion
Just
show.
want to be a part of a bigger fashion
Me
show.
too.
You want to be, say that again?
Be a part of it.
You want to be part of it, so you want to be photographic.
Yeah.
What do you want to do with it?
Guess mom.
Model?
Yeah, sure.
So, do we have our first, and we already got a DJ. So is that going to be like your first event you think you might want to do?
Oh, yeah. You can do something like that.
I got the location and everything on
Bigger
my head
today.
right now.
You got a location here in this community? All right, so this is what I need you guys to do. So, and I'm asking all of our listeners, support these folks, because I want to make sure that if you guys mind sharing your handles or anything like that, you want to put that out there?
That's under construction.
That's under construction. Okay, I'm gonna need you to get that done. Okay.
Mine's not.
That's part of the structure.
Mine's good to go.
Yours is good to go? Okay, all right, yours is good to go.
Yeah, we're good to go.
Okay, so this is what I want you guys to do. So make sure you follow us on the Culture Divide Experiment, okay? And share your social media handles, and at the same time, I want you guys to create a hashtag for your community.
Rewrite Mondays.
This is for you, Ricky.
Hey, Ricky's making some moves here, you
I'm
know?
poor. I need help. I'm struggling.
Ricky sees the opportunity. He's seizing the moment.
Yeah.
Seizing the moment. And create your hashtags, even if it's 3 different ones or whatever. But I would love to come back here a month or 2 months from now when you put on your fashion show, 300 people from the community show up, and it's a positive event that you guys put together. I gotta go into something else. How do you feel? Because I'm switching gears here, I'm switching channels. How do you feel as a youth in America right now? And I'm gonna go around the room, and young lady, I get a chance to get your. What's your name?
Kara,
Kyra. How do you feel as a youth in America right now?
I feel very unlistened to.
Unlistened to.
Yeah.
Say,
I feel like that's a good question.
you feel like it's a good question?
Might need to come back to
Okay, I'll come back to you.
Same as her. I feel very ignored and unlistened to.
Ignore it.
I feel content. I'm making moves. I'm doing stuff.
Okay. Content, making moves, things are happening.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, cool. Ricky,
Motivated.
you feel in America right now, you feel motivated.
Yes.
Why do you feel motivated?
Because I feel like everybody's sort of counting me out, and now, like, even that shirt right there that says, "Am I famous yet?" When I wear it, people will say no, and it just motivates me to say, like, all right, wait a year, and I'll be famous. So, it's just like that plug all the time.
Right. Shameless plug, right? Rewrite the script. Matt, how do you feel about being American right now?
Confused.
Confused. Why?
There's a lot of laws here.
A lot of
Laws.
laws.
Dude,
Okay.
everything you do anymore is illegal.
Okay, all right, we got to get into that, you know, just.
But I kind of feel the same way he does. I have people pushing me to continue what I do. Like,
Okay. So when you speak of the laws, and you speak of, you feel like you're confused, it's like, I can't do this sometimes, I can't do that sometimes. Give me some examples of how you feel
I
like.
did this one gig. It was the kid's birthday party, and they told us to turn the music down. It was too loud.
So the noise ordinance.
Yeah.
And it was a kid's party. What time was it?
It was in the evening, like 12, 1 o'clock.
Wait a minute, in the afternoon?
Yeah.
Or-
Cops have nothing to do around here. You could be walking the streets and they want to search you for drugs.
Everyone kind of agree with that?
Don't look too suspicious.
Don't look too suspicious.
Shoot, you don't even have to look suspicious.
Hard to look suspicious when you're walking.
Tie your shoes when you spending the week in jail.
I'm speechless, but I understand.
Pursue your dreams, what you do, what you want.
Okay. But I want to go back to that confused, and I want you to know, one of the most powerful tools you guys have that we didn't have coming up is the internet. Like, I remember being a kid, and my internet was encyclopedias.
Encyclopedia Britannica.
Britannica, because I had the blue ones. My pops got the updated version.
And
you know?
every year you got new updated books.
Sounds like color TV.
No, we had color TV.
That's not even funny, dog.
We had color TV, but information was limited as to how it was issued out to us. So now if you think of something, you can just go on the internet and look and get thousands of answers. When we wanted to know an answer to something then, it had to have already been written down in a book somewhere, and we had to research it, and it was limited. As
And it
to
might have
how
been
far we could
changed
go.
because
Yeah.
we didn't have the updated version.
Yeah.
So, Matt, when we talk about being confused about the laws, the most powerful thing you have is having the internet and being able to look and search for what the laws actually are.
Yeah.
So you know what the noise ordinance is,
Yeah.
and what between what times or what times. That is the most powerful thing, and we're always respectful to law enforcement. Okay? But knowing your rights and your truths, thank you SJ for help me choose my words carefully here, is powerful. Okay, and you guys are that next generation. And Matt, I love that you brought that up because that's real. And that's what's going on in our world right now, where we're not sure of what we're allowed to do because of how we're treated. So I want to say thank you for bringing that up. Xavier, can I come back to you now?
Alright, I feel like I got it.
You got it.
I feel like, seriously, I feel like you kind of put in a box. But when you get too high, what you do, the lid shut away.
So you feel like you're trapped in a box, but you're rising up, rising up, rising up, but then all of a sudden the top shuts down.
Yeah, because a couple things. Like, we from Maryland, so our state animal is like the crab or something.
The state animal.
Yeah. Anytime you see a Maryland license plate, you see a crab.
Right.
So it's one of two things. Like, it's either crabs in the barrel, or once you get at a certain level of success, nobody want to see you go further. Like, nobody want to see you more successful than them. So it's like, for instance, me, like, I left from college and came down here. I never thought about owning a barbershop. But the fact of that is like, I walked outside of here after a long night of work and police was looking at me crazy because I'm black and I got dark clothes and the curtains closed.
So there are certain unwritten rules that we have when it comes to law enforcement. I've had that talk with my son, where if he gets pulled over, make sure that both hands are attended to, or make sure both hands are up where they can be seen. We talk about and say, my wallet is right here. I mean, this is real talk right now, and it scares me. Every time he leaves the house, I say, hey, be safe. Be safe, okay? Because I want him to think before he reacts. So being confused, not unsure what your laws and what your rights are, is a scary thing right now. Now, let me preface this by saying all law enforcement is not bad.
No, the police chief black.
All law enforcement is not bad. Okay? But you guys are going to be changing a lot of things. A lot of older folks fear what you can possibly change. Because every generation goes through this revolution. It's a change of guard, where the next generation basically starts writing the laws or changing the laws. And you guys are part of that. So I commend you. I'm happy for you. I'm rooting for you. I got my hand straight up for you because I want you guys to be that avenue or those advocates of change, because you represent America right now. You're representing confused, motivated, in a box, ignored. You have a voice. You should never be ignored. We have the most powerful weapon out there, which is social media, which was never there before, where your voice can go viral in seconds, literally. Now, I'm not a big, huge Twitter fan, but people have those Twitter followers. I mean, in between Instagram, Facebook, what am I missing? YouTube, all the good stuff?
Face, what?
Snapchat?
MySpace.
Your father told you about MySpace, man.
Active on MySpace.
Okay,
Think
all
about
right.
Instagram and Facebook.
So we're gonna close up because I feel like how long we've been going? Because this. Okay.
I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
All right. So some action items. You guys are gonna create a community event here, correct?
Yeah.
And you're going to come up with the goals, you're going to come up with the leadership, you're going to come up with an action plan that you can kind of give over to your city officials so that they understand exactly what you're doing, so it's not just a dream, a pipe dream, or just an idea just out of nowhere, that they know that you're serious. And please make sure you let us know so we can come back and we can film the whole thing, so we want to showcase all of you guys. I want to see you up on the mic, and get me moving and everything, So.
And something to keep in mind is just like the event today, the people that helped and lent a hand in making today possible, those are some of those people that you need to have your eye on, like, okay, let me get them in the mix of what it is that we're trying to do, because they made today happen. Like, why couldn't the same thing happen for a block party to bring everybody together, where we're showcasing fashion, art, music, poetry, whatever it is, and same way the street was blocked off for a few hours today, it could be done for those same type of events. Whereas now it's a community event. It's not just, just the young people, but it is centered on the young people, but you're getting the community to come out and support. Find ways to make your local businesses a part of it. You know what I mean? Just like they did today, maybe they want to contribute or donate something. Maybe someone will say, hey, I can donate waters, or I can donate my time of helping you set up. So those same people tap their shoulder because they want to see you guys doing positive things, because it reflects better on their community and it helps their businesses to grow too.
Closing thoughts. I want to hear what you guys think. If you are speaking to anyone right now, what do you want them to know about you and what you want to do with this community? Who wants to go first?
To Ricky.
Go ahead, Ricky.
I just want everybody to realize that, your life is yours. It's not your parents, it's not your communities, it's not anybody but your own. So that script that everybody else wrote for you, it's not what you need to follow. Like, you need to follow your own heart, your own mind, your own script.
Rewrite it.
Rewrite the script.
That's a hashtag now, right?
Of course.
Hashtag rewrite the script.
Matt, what do you want to leave everybody with? Final thought.
Just follow your dreams.
Okay. You're consistent with that. You're focused.
Yeah, because I've been told several times I'm not going to go far in life, and I've been through stuff like that where, I was told you're not going to follow your dreams, you can't do this, you can't do that. I was told I can't be a DJ. Look at where I'm at now.
DJing.
Let your haters motivate you.
Yes.
Haters gonna hate.
Haters gonna hate. Edwin.
Just stay positive, even if things seem like they're not going to be very positive. Just they will. It just takes time sometimes.
Be authentically you at all times. Always be yourself and be true to who you are. Don't let anyone change that.
Just to stay encouraged.
Stay encouraged. Okay, I like that. So my next action.
Alright, this is good.
This is a good one. Alright, it's a couple. Okay.
Alright.
Hit it out the park, man.
First one, control your thought life.
Control your.
Your thought life.
Can we cut that?
Okay.
Right.
If you think it's stupid stuff, then you're going to do stupid stuff.
Oh, okay.
Your thought life.
You thought I was going somewhere else with that. That was my secret.
Well, it sounded like you said thought, like
I mean, that's-
THOT, like a
It
thought.
sounded like, yeah.
That's
I
right.
thought we were like, okay, yeah. We didn't know you meant your thoughts.
So let me clarify that. Let me clarify. Keep your mind positive. Think straight on the straight and narrow. Is that correct? Okay, my man. You said you had one more.
Yeah, the last one is
You got you sidetracked. Young brothers over there, your other young cousins over there. You here for show? All right, they here for show. Y'all go ahead and wave. Say what's up. Say to Facebook. I want to thank each and every one of you. This was impromptu. We were just coming down here to visit, to say hello, but this has been an amazing experience. I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys do in the next couple of months. So, knock it out the park. I mean, just make something happen, because I see some true positive people that, quite frankly, I'm willing to follow.
Yeah.
oh, I got
You got it?
It's bad.
He's got it.
it. Stop saying it, just do it.
That's me. I love that one.
Like,
That's my favorite one. Stop
I'm
talking
tired
about it.
of
Just
talking
do
about
it.
things
Just
and
do
then
it.
you talk about it for months and months.
Just do
go
it.
and do it. So just go on and do it.
Just do it.
And that's how we're going to close it out. Hey, we want to thank each and everybody for tuning in. Make sure you follow us. You guys, make sure you go online, follow us, and you're going to put your handles in there so we can start gaining some support. And we'll be back, all right? Thank you very much. And we out, folks. Thanks again.
His wife. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here talking.
Oh, thanks.
And then